doing this as opposed to doing this. And so as you know, an example, and you know, each of our examples is relatively small, but it speaks to sort of the focus. You know, it was really important to us. You know, we studied families in the home very, very, very closely, and how they use technology and how they use paper, because our number one competitor is obviously the paper calendar. You know, we noticed that when there was a laptop in the kitchen, you know, dad or mom would come in down into the kitchen in the morning, and they might go put their coffee on, and the kids might be there already, or maybe they're going to come down in a few minutes, and they're going to start eating their cereal at the table. This is a moment. This is a moment. It's a potential togetherness moment. If there is a PC close by, the chances are pretty damn good that one of the parents that comes down is going to get onto that PC.
That's going to be my husband.
Okay? They're going to get onto the PC. We've just lost a moment. You know,
and coffee. He's the one who makes the coffee at my house.
You know, why not have the PC at that moment have a wonderful ambient experience, which is something that was the first part of Cozy that we built. We built a great ambient experience because we wanted a family that was coming down into the kitchen to be able to spend time together as a family and not have to get on the PC. So we built this amazing ambient experience. It brings your photos to life in this beautiful screensaver. And, by the way, it also brings up, as the photos go by, it brings up all the upcoming items on your family calendar. So instead of having to get onto the PC, you could be sitting there and making your coffee, and you know, everyone could kind of peek over at the PC, over their shoulder, whatever. Again, it's ambient, and see what's coming up on the calendar instead of having to get onto the PC. And that's a great example of the kind of things that I think technology companies, if they really care about this concept of bringing families closer together, I think they would do more of that.
We're going to have to close soon because we have another speaker on coming after us, but there's one last idea I kind of want to explore before we have to give up the stage. And I think when you said mental capacity, that kind of gets to the heart of it. I often look at my own kids, feel like today's generation of kids is so technologically savvy that they're really a whole different species from me. You guys have spent a lot of time studying them in the wild, and I'm wondering, Kyle, is that true? And if it is, how do we parents bridge the gap, or should we even bother trying?
I would say it is true. There's no doubt about that. You see kids today, their ability to send text messages. I mean, I think I was talking to someone that said that thumb doctors are going to be in business for the next 60 to 80 years because of the carpal tunnel or whatever it's going to be. It's amazing to see what this really can do. You know, trying to manage that or change that, it's not going to do anyone any good. So it's just a matter of using that as an opportunity to learn more about your kid, get involved in your kid's life. You know, if they've got some Twitter or Facebook or whatever, asking them about that and becoming, having a conversation with your child about that and having them feel like maybe they're teaching you something can only make those relationships strong.
I wonder, Joe, do they listen to music differently from the way we did? Do they fundamentally have a different relationship with sound, or is the problem that the technology makes it so much easier for them to blast their eardrums than ever before?
Well, I think it is the latter. The survey that we did showed that clearly they are listening too loudly and for too long. And because of the advances in technology, the ability to do that is just becoming greater and greater and greater. But I'll add to that we also polled, when we polled adults and we polled high school students, the adults aren't much better. They're a little better. And to tag on to the point that was just made about what to do, is there anything that the parents can do? They certainly can't abdicate their responsibility as parents. In our case, giving your ears a break, we call it, to don't listen for extended periods of time is a healthy thing to do. And also, be models of using your own iPods in a safe way, because kids see what their parents do, and you can set a good example by giving your own ears free.
Do we have time for a question?
We're already running late.
We're running late. Talk really, really fast, and we'll act like we're clearing the floor as we
I
answer.
attended the medical device conference not too long ago, about a year from now. And one of the things that you're doing is about that standing with teaching the children at their young age. Great, but I think what happens is the parents don't even understand what hearing loss means. They never have heard what true hearing loss is. Once they hear what this hearing loss person is listening to when I talk, then all of a sudden they say, oh my God, there's no way you can understand what that person is saying. And so I think it also has to be a parent education issue, and you can do it as easily as put it on YouTube. And borrow it around.
That they would listen to.
And then they
Thanks so much. It's really been a lot of fun. I think we could probably go on for 5 or 6 hours if they weren't kicking us out.